Welcome back to Afro Chess. I'm Zola, your host, as we unravel the beauty of African chess. Today we'll be looking at a game from the Kenya National Chess Championship with the white pieces WCM Elizabeth Cassidy, junior challenging a two-time national chess champion. We kick off with the king's pawn and we see a Sicilian defense. It's going to be an exciting one. Here we get queen takes on d4, attacking the rook in the corner. Knight develops. There won't be any blunders of 5-point pieces this early in the game. And pawn to e5 is a very forcing line. We get knight to g4. Some of you may be wondering, this knight is not for free. The bishop defends. Bishop to b5, putting some pressure on the knight. Get simple development from black. Now you may be wondering, what if you just cash in on this pawn? Well, there's serious problems, as after you cash in the bishop d7, the queen is kicked around and black gets very rapid development. So this is going to play rook c8. Black's completely fine. Down a pawn but with rapid development, and this is typically what we do not want to allow a Sicilian player to get. So we get the more concrete d takes e6. Queen takes d6, castles from white, both sides playing respectful chess, and now we damage the pawn structure. Bishop develops to f4, queens to c5, no about his gambits here, and pawn to e5, very concrete, powerful chess being displayed on the board. Knight swings over to f4, danger levels. You take my bishop, I take your queen. Queen to b5 is best here, hitting the queen with tempo, forcing a queen trade over there. Why it forces a queen trade as if you try to drop back, then your pieces start flying off the board. And this is no good to you. You lose a pawn and black emerges with bishop there staring down at your position. Something like this, not pleasant at all. So that's why queen to b5 would force a queen trade. In the game we got queen to b6. Not as great. You needed to be a bit more forceful there. The bishop draws back to d2. Knight goes back to f6. Knight takes e5 is a bit impatient. There was a way to really push the position more, involving bishop to b4. I'll just show you that line real quick. The bishop to b4, the rook can move over to e8. Then you stick a knight into d6. And you see all the momentum is with white. This is what we call the initiative. Series of forcing moves that pushes the opponent back. And now you take the pawn and look at the position. All of white's pieces are already in the game. There's serious firepower on f7. It's not looking good for black. It's playable, but white's significantly better here. In the game we got the natural knight takes e5. Me c pawn, me take pawn. The pawn is immediately restored on d2. Another one drops on c6. The pawn count is back to equality. Now we see bishop to b4 and the rook swings over to e8. Pawn to a3, cementing that monster on the b4 square. Pawn to f5 with some aggressive chess. Can be a bit risky on such an open board, but maybe looking to cement the bishop on e4 over here. Do you see rook to c1? And white's better here. Why white is better? Well, black significantly weakened the king. You can see such an open diagonal. In a more closed position, it's totally fine. You can get away with such moves, but when the board is this open, it can be a bit risky. That's why we get the very precise knight to e7 check on the next turn. And what this move does is very simple. You either push your king in where it might be succumb to tactics such as knight takes h6 and the queen infiltrating over here, or you do what happened in the game, king to f7. Whoa, you've all been not impressed. Now, king to h8 is slow death. What would happen here is the rook would infiltrate into c7. Sorry guys, got hiccups. And here you have a choice. Either play actively, try to hold on to your pawn, and fall for knight takes g6, which is really disgusting chess. After you take, let's see bishop to c3. Very nasty attraction. Either you have to take with your queen and for bishop, or you take with this and get mated in the next few moves. It's just checkmate. Yeah, very nasty stuff. So in the game, Black must have seen all that and tried to play some bold chess over here. The rook did swing into c7. Now there are all sorts of discoveries in the position. You get bishop to e5 attacking the rook. Knight takes f5 is detonated. Now you can totally take the rook. That was the whole idea of bishop to e5. But what happens after you take the rook is the king keeps getting hunted out. Try to go in, there's knight to h6, bishop to c3, your king's gonna get fossilized. So the king would have to step up. And it doesn't get any prettier from here. You are taking material, but now you drop whole queen on the other side of the board due to the skewer. So in the game we got king to f6, continuing with the king run. But I don't think it's going to end well for black here. We have another check, knight to e3 check. Bishop blocks, we get knight to d4, 5 check, restoring material equality. Material's completely equal, but one girl's king is on the third rank. That's the problem in this position. The king tries to make a run back, so this rook completely cuts off any such idea. Rook to e1 check, the bishop blocks, taken. See a trade. A nice final touch to finish off the king on the 5th rank. Rook to e5 forces resignation on the spot. That's a beautiful attraction, as if you take my rook, you get to c4 check, king to d6, queen to c6 mate. All you needed was a piece to block the escape square on e5. Beautiful chess. That was some electrifying chess from the two players. Thank you for watching. I'll be covering more games from the National Championship. If you have a specific game you'd like me to cover, talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.